can't separate pork from Okinawa's food culture, and in fact, it's eaten on a lot of important occasions such as wedding, New Year's celebration, and Ancestors' Days. And what I'm going to show you today is probably one of the most iconic pork dishes from Okinawa, and it's called Rafute. Okinawan-style, melt in your mouth, braised pork belly. There's a couple of ingredients that characterize Rafute. The first one is Okinawan rice brandy called Awamori, which tenderizes the meat. The second one is black sugar made from sugarcane, which adds depth to the flavor. And the third one is KATSUOBUSHI, which adds umami. Okay, enough of my talk, so let's get started. I forgot to mention one thing, guys. There's already a few Rafute recipes on YouTube, so I'm going to do something different today. I'm going to make a Rafute rice bowl with soft boiled egg, and I think that's one of the best ways to eat Rafute, so please check it out. And now let's really get started.
Firstly, we're going to remove the hairs that are sometimes left on the skin. Heat a steel or iron pan, grill the skin side without adding any oil. By the way, if you want to make traditional Rafute, make sure to use skin-on pork belly. After a minute or so, transfer the meat into a bowl. Pour over some boiling water and clean the surface of the meat. Let's move on to the first simmering process. Put the meat into plenty of boiling water. Make sure that it's completely submerged. Now simmer on a medium-low heat for an hour. If you see some scum coming on top, make sure to remove it.
Okay, now the pork's been boiled for an hour, so what I will do is to transfer that into a plastic container like this along with the simmering liquid and rest it in the fridge overnight. And what that will do is, number one, once it's cooled down, it's easier to remove the fat, and number two, while it's resting, the umami will go back into the meat.
Put the meat into the container and pour over the simmering liquid. Once the meat is cooled down, put a cover on and store in the fridge.
Okay, it's day 2 of our Rafute making, so let's start off by making bonito stock.
Boil 1 liter of water in a saucepan. Add a handful of katsuobushi and immediately turn off the heat. Leave it for 10 minutes and your dashi is done. Place a paper towel in a colander and strain the dashi. Try not to waste the last drop of dashi. Look at this beautiful golden dashi stock. This is gonna give a lot of umami to your Rafute.
Well, if you can't get a hold of katsuobushi, you can use bonito stock powder, which is widely available at Asian grocery stores. Now, let's cut our pork, which has been resting in the fridge overnight.
Now cut into quarters and then divide into 12 even chunks. Alright, so let's braise them. Place the chunks skin side down in a pot. Once you're done with that, add the dashi stock that we prepared earlier. Add the Awamori, the Okinawan rice brandy. Now turn on the stove and simmer on a low heat for an hour. This process helps tenderize and tone down the gaminess of the meat.
Okay, while the pork is simmering, let's prepare our soft boiled eggs.
Bring 1 liter of water to a boil, turn off the heat, and then add 200 ml of cold water. Carefully place 4 eggs straight from the fridge. Put a lid on and leave it for 14 minutes. After that, take out the eggs. Now the meat's been braising for an hour now. At this timing, add the black sugar and braise for another hour. If the water level is getting lower, add some water. Make sure that the heat is always kept at low. It's a good idea to sometimes turn them over so that the meat is cooked and seasoned evenly.
Okay, now I'm gonna add soy sauce from now, and I'm going to use two types of soy sauce. The first one is Usukuchi, which is light soy sauce, and it gives a nice umami. And the second one is Koikuchi, which is dark soy sauce, and it gives a nice rich color.
Now combine those two types of soy sauce. Add half of the soy sauce mixture, then braise for an hour. Pour the braising liquid over the top sometimes to achieve even color. Add the remaining soy sauce and braise for the final hour.
Now it's been 3.5 hours since I started simmering the pork. Now the rafute is done, so let's check how tender it is.
You can even cut it with chopsticks, and that's a very good sign of tenderness.
Now let's assemble our rafute bowl.
Lay out the rafute on a bowl of rice and crack on the soft boiled egg. Garnish with red pickled ginger and chopped spring onions. Now your bowl of melt-in-your-mouth Rafute-Don is ready. If you find this dish is guilty of making you hungry, please hit the subscribe button.